We're here on a Tuesday night in front of the Carlton Cinema. Not the Scotiabank Theater this time. What a change. Ooh. And this is Jake and Jacob.
And I'm Jacob.
And we're about to see...
Annihilation.
Starring Natalie Portman and Oscar Isaac and a few other people.
Star Wars people.
Right. Let's go see it. All right, we just finished watching Annihilation.
Let me see him. He's extremely ill.
You have to tell me where he was, what he was doing.
It was his decision to go in. It's something they termed the shimmer.
Okay, I need to say this right off the bat. I feel, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, I feel like it is impossible to talk about this movie without talking about spoilers because the trailer or anything like that, it gives pretty much nothing away about the movie. That's almost what intrigued me about this movie to begin with, is because it tells you nothing. And as I said in the Cloverfield review, that's some weird hook that I have with movies, is like if they tell me nothing, I just want to know more. And this is also coming off the director of Ex Machina. This is his next movie. So... I was excited to see it. I will give you my thoughts, but I think it's safe to say going forward, do we have to put a spoiler thing right now?
No, let's not do spoilers. Let's not do spoilers. I think I think down the road, I think you're gonna see this movie a lot. I think there's gonna be more spoiler talk, maybe even movies, people analyzing this movie. I think depending on how you review this, maybe it might just be me, but I want to kind of break this movie apart one day. But right now, let's just get a quick reaction and feel.
I just feel like it's impossible to talk about
without
it's not
possible. We can do it.
How?
If something really comes up in editing, you can put a big old spoiler thing.
Well, I'm just going to say whatever I want, but I'll let you go first since you seem to have something in mind. Okay, so we're going to talk about what we thought of Annihilation.
So I have some breaking news anyways, something I haven't told you. I've already seen this movie. This is me seeing it second time.
Oh, that is unfair. Because this movie is extremely obscure and ambiguous to the point where you need to watch it 2 times because there's a lot going on, and that's stupid. So his impression will not count. His score. You want to know what I would think of The Last Jedi if I got to give it a score a second time? I wouldn't give it an 8. I would have given it an 8.5 or maybe even a 9.
I don't see in our channel a previous review on this. So
9.0 Last Jedi.
No, I think it's gonna be interesting. You are gonna come off of this more confused, and I saw this a group of people over the weekend.
Well, then I should talk first.
Yeah, I want you to talk first, and you're to come off more fresh. Where this time, I saw this movie with brand new eyes. So, talk about it. After this yellow, shitty $5 car drives by, it's worthless.
It's a Lambo, I think. Unfortunately for this review, we had to come down to Dundas Square, which is because, shut up. That's why there's a lot of disruptions around us right now, because it's a popular area, but it's very well lit, as you can see. So that's the main reason why we came down here.
20-minute video. Quickly, your thoughts.
Anyways, let's go. Off the bat, it hooked me. I didn't really know what's going on. It has a lot of these flash forwards, flashbacks, and yeah. And so you're following Natalie Portman's character. Forget her name.
Padme.
Right. Padme from Star Wars. We're following her, and her husband goes missing. He's a soldier. He shows up. What the hell's going on? Blah blah blah. There's this big sort of extraterrestrial force thing that's around. Spoilers. That's around this area, and then blah blah blah. You don't know what's going on. Go into it. Okay, I need to say right from the top. Outside of Natalie Portman, I didn't think the acting was very good. It felt awkward and cringy to me. Especially the one lady with the blonde hair and the ponytail.
There's moments, and I don't know if it was a personal thing on the director. He is this kind of new, but I noticed as the movie goes on, the dialogue really is fast. Like someone will say something right after something. There's a few cringy ones where, but I notice it's as the movie goes on. I don't know if it's just the director being maybe fresh, or I don't know if it's poor choicing. But yeah, there's going into the second time, I do notice more. That's like there's some. I don't think it really hurt the movie.
Well, like if the character is supposed to be like very stoic and like cold, but like I don't know, the delivery just feels forced. But anyways, that was just like a minor thing. I have to explain what's going on. Like I have to say like,
no, you don't.
Yes, I do. I have to.
This better than you. I know.
Yeah, because you've seen it twice. Ugh. I'm so mad about that.
Breaking news.
I'm so distracted right now. Okay.
You want me to do this for you?
No, I can do this. All right, you go first, and I'll tell you my thoughts.
I wouldn't use the word confusing. I would use the word intriguing.
Yes, it is intriguing.
Annihilation is an intriguing movie from the start. There is a really interesting way of editing. You are shown, the main character right away, and she's being questioned by a bunch of people that almost are afraid of her, that are wearing biohazard suits, and you're just like, whoa, what is this movie? From what you've already understood from the trailer, something's going down. Then you go to her past life. You kind of understand what she's doing, da-da-da. Who cares about that stuff? That stuff's pointless. And that's probably my biggest gripe about this movie. When they go back into her life, I don't care about that stuff. But when they kind of get into what's going on and you meet Oscar Isaac, which, what the fuck's going on there? Then you get into the Shimmer and you're with this all-girl group team. They're all scientists and they've been told, yeah, every military thing that's gone there, dead. Well, or maybe dead. They don't come back. It's been 3 years. That's interesting. So we're in the Shimmer and it's like slowly building up,
Explain what the Shimmer is.
Shimmer is, so basically this comet comes down and slowly, like a virus or a mutation, it expands bigger and bigger. And, the government, everyone's kind of worried about this. And obviously they're lying, keeping up. So military have gone in there and they've never come out. Dun, 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 dun. So now we get these group of girls. Natalie Portman's one of them, and they all have like a scientist. They're all scientists basically, and they all have an interesting reason why going in there. It's this interesting like suicide mission. They're all broken, but forget about that. That's other story, okay, other day. So we go in there, and 3 days have passed. They don't remember what happened in 3 days. They meet this crocodile shark hybrid. There's flowers mutating all over the place, and this is where the movie gets interesting. As soon as you go in the Shimmer, you are invested. The characters. This is my problem too. The characters might seem a little dull and a little out of depth, and everything's focused on Natalie Portman. She is the star. She gets most of the time, but it's the Shimmer that's the character. The Shimmer is awesome. You go in there, there's like a fucked up bear that has the voice of something else. Like, I'm not going to get all the details. I'm already telling you too much about the plot. The best thing about this movie is, maybe you can avoid the trailer. I know it's based off a book. Apparently it doesn't do justice. But this movie is just a trip. This is like Alien. This is like a new movie for science fiction fans that's not campy. It's not silly. It is interesting. This will pick your brain. This is just an acid trip. The ending is so bizarre. There's so much. And this is the thing, as like a person going and seeing it twice, details. The tattoo details. If you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. Who's real? What's not real? What's happening? This movie's fantastic. I loved it.
I'm not going to lie. I think you are overselling it a bit. And yeah, this is coming from someone who's only seen it once. And I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out the whole time. And again, it is one of these obscure, ambiguous movies where you need to rewatch it. And like it clearly has a lot of depth. Like there's a lot of reason to go back and watch it. And I think it was done well and clearly thought out. You know what I mean? There's just like, there's a lot to look for in it. So the whole idea is they're inside this thing and it's acting like... And that's why you have all these weird growths. You have these weird, like, mutated... I don't even know. It's like this extraterrestrial force that is like... I don't want to say anything else without really spoiling the movie.
Yeah, whatever, you didn't spoil it enough. I think what this movie does really well that I think is really interesting that it touches on is it's kind of what it's really based on is that humans, no matter how many movies you see, humans are just afraid of everything. And there's this really good conversation happens near the end with Natalie Portman. It's like, they're like, it attacked you. They're destroying everything. It's like, not really. Like, everything, humans have this thing in this whole movie where it's just like they're so scared of it, but of what? It's not doing anything really bad. It's still animals that are just animals in there. It's still plants that are just plants. They're just scared of it.
To really add how this movie is like up for your own interpretation in some ways, I think they say I don't know in this movie like 50 times. Every time something is asked.
There's reasons for that though.
Coming from someone who's seen it twice.
Yeah, if I see it 3 times, I'd be an expert.
Anyways, there's a lot to look for in this movie. There's a lot of depth to it. Like the characters can be bland outside of Natalie Portman's character. Like there's moments of character development throughout it. But anyway, like Jacob says, it is like the world you're invested in. You want to see what's happening. Where did like Natalie Portman's husband come from? Like what's the story there? Like you're guessing the whole time. I do wish there was a bit more, like, I don't know.
Less. I liked it.
Like tension almost. Like there were some crazy moments. Like that big bear creature, like, oh my god, like that's just like crazy like character design. Or creature design I should say. But I just something about it, it feels like there's something missing from it. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but it feels like, I don't want to say it falls flat because it really does deliver on what it wants to deliver, but it just feels like there's some little ingredient that's missing from it, and I can't figure out what it is. I didn't mind the flashbacks to like Natalie Portman's life because they didn't last long, and it was enough to show like, okay, this is her motivation for why she's in there.
It was only there to break up time.
I disagree. Because it didn't happen a lot, but yeah, I don't know. I like by the end of the movie, I was like, shit, I'm like into this. I was like hooked. Like again, I don't know why I'm making the comparison to 2001. I guess because they're both like super, like I keep saying ambiguous, but that's the only way to explain it. It was a good movie. Going into it, I think I had a bad theater experience that might be what's like disrupting me.
The theater.
Ex Machina was a much better movie. So I would give it a 7.8. Maybe a higher score, but it needs repeat reviewings, so I would give it higher points because of that.
I don't like the bland characters. There's certain aspects about the storytelling that could be pulled better, but I love the world. I love sci-fi. You're gonna have to throw this edit in. Anybody who knows Full Metal Alchemist, that bear's gonna resonate you with that whole dog scene, so that's emotional for me. But I'm gonna give this movie a 9. I love this world.
Ex Machina, I would give a 9 out of 10. This has been Jake and Jacob
In the dark, and I'm Jacob.
And we'll actually see you next time.
Ah, look at that. You made it to the end of the video.
Hey, now that you're here, you can click on one of our older videos.
We've done some reviews on this and that, and I particularly like this.
I like the one on the left, to be honest.
Oh, well, we always got that thing in the middle. It looks pretty cool. It's one of those subscribe buttons.
Anyways, thanks for making it to the end.
Bye-bye.